How are you, Imrana? Thank you very much for joining me today on my platform, Conversation Over a Cup of Tea. We were going to go live, but unfortunately it did not happen, which is fine because anyways, I'm going to put this recording back on my Facebook page, and I'm sure a lot of people will watch it. But in the meantime, tell me how you are doing.
Well, let me start off by saying thank you so much, Prasanna, for this opportunity of connecting with me and creating this platform where I can share something that I absolutely love doing and making it available to many of your followers and your clients. So I'm doing really well. I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya. It's a beautiful, nice, sunny day today, and I'm looking forward. And I have my cup of coffee with, and let's have this conversation.
Here's that conversation. Yes. So, for those who are watching my live, this recording, we had to go through this recording. It was supposed to be live, but I want to ask you: are you the one who's thinking what is next for you? Or what is your purpose? Or maybe you are looking for a balanced and a better life, but not sure how to achieve it. Then this particular webinar is just for you. And I would like to welcome you all from wherever you are watching it from. Okay, so as Imrana just gave us a little brief about herself. She is from Kenya, but I would really like to give her bio for all those people who would be watching it later to know who exactly Imrana is. So Imrana is a trained executive and NLP life coach, a Design Your Life coach, and a certified jump starter by the Jump Movement in the Netherlands. She is a senior advisor at Leadership Transition Organization UK, global YPO certified moderator for Transition Tribes, panel of executive coaches for Young Presidents Organization Global, Career Connections, and Stanford Seed Program EA. Imrana has had a vast background in building lasting brand strategies over the past 15 years, having worked as regional head of marketing of a leading bank in Kenya, Diamond Trust Bank, and then as a consultant with two leading brand management firms, Interbrand and Brand Integrated. Imrana has extensive experience in the implementation and evaluation of development focused interventions at all levels of management. She runs various programs in leadership development, team building, transformational development, such as mindfulness at work, learn how to coach your teams and give feedbacks, aligning organizational purpose to own purpose, building employees' own values, aligning to the organizational values. Her corporate clients include Young President Organization Global, Aga Khan Hospital, University Hospital, Equity Foundation Scholars Program, and other such medium organizations. Wow, that's amazing. You have been very busy. You had a very I would say elaborate corporate life, isn't it?
Yes, I have. I've been at it for a long time. And yeah, I'm happy to share my story as to how this very elaborate, as you put it, corporate life has been and what transpired for me to be here today and talk to you about this new program I've launched.
Wow. So I'm really excited to, and I think let's dive into it directly rather than wasting time on other things. You are an NLP coach, and I have heard this word many times, and I'm very sure people know a little bit about NLP. But as a coach, can you tell us a little bit briefly what exactly NLP is and why could that make a difference in anybody's life?
Great question. Thank you for asking that. So NLP is really, if I go into the simplistic form for people to understand, because that's really how people get to, and how I understood it,
Oh.
it just gives you a clear view of how the human behavior is and how does it work. So that's the study, because what NLP stands for is really the neuro, which is our brain, the linguistic, which is about the language our brain understands. And the way we understand things is we take in all the information through all our senses, through our sight, through our hearing, through our touch, through our taste. And once we start to sense that, our brain makes a meaning of it. It's the language our brain talks to us. And every human behavior has a different way of looking at that. So NLP is a study about how do humans behave and how can this behavior be programmed through pathways of our brain to understand it better on how we then communicate.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, because I think I had a very different idea about NLP. Thank you for clarifying that. Now, you've had a very successful journey in the corporate world, looking at all those, what I was just reading through your bio. What inspired this transition into coaching? Why did you change your such a successful, you just wanted to get into coaching, or what transpired it?
So I one of the greatest exercises I actually did, which brought all this to the front, and I can talk about it so easily today, is an exercise that we had to do when we were sitting our finals for our executive coaching, which was really talk about who are you. What are you? And then it kind of showcases how we have transitioned, how we've moved from one area to the next area. And that sort of summarized for me what was really going on. Because to answer a question such as that, I could really be a textbook answer. But I think the best way to describe it is sharing my own life. Like many of us, we grow up with this with this being planted to us that you got to study, you got to go to university, then you got to get a job, and then you got to get married, and then you got to have kids, and then you keep working. And that's kind of what surrounds us. And we keep moving in that direction. For me, it was very much that case. When I started working in my corporate life, what it was like, well, that's the right thing to do. And, you've studied, and now, let's put this into some practice. And I worked there for like 10 years. But like everyone else, in so many scenarios, life changes. And sometimes it's a voluntary change, sometimes it's involuntary. For me, in a lot of aspects, it was involuntary. Okay. Circumstances around me changed. I had to leave my job because I had given birth to my daughter, and it required me to be with her. And the nature of job that I was in was very much about traveling, spending late hours, and I wasn't willing to do that. However, when I left my job, it was like a blank canvas. Like, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? This is all I know how to do, is to work in a corporate organization. And, what do I do from here? That's when NLP came to the surface for me. And NLP was so much about, well, I've been trained to think in a certain way my whole life. Yeah. Now I've got to think in a different way, but how do I even start to think that way? So I really took on NLP for myself. I wanted to understand, how do I think? If I want to start doing something else, where is my shift in my mind to help me to even look at it, the clarity of it? And the more I did it, the more clear I became. I was like, wow, this is so amazing. I want to learn how to be a coach in this. And that was the beginning of my transition into coaching. Okay. And as I went into coaching, there was a lot more about, well, where do I need to go? I got a mentor. I went into executive coaching. I went into really designing my own life. How does this career show up, and how do I design it? And that's how I transitioned.
Okay. So your transition, was it very challenging? Because what I hear is that Imrana has been really great in whatever she was doing, and all of a sudden she becomes a mom, and then she's thinking, "What am I going to do?" And then she finds something like NLP, which helped her get out of that. I won't use the word depression, but that void that she's not working anymore, and then find something like NLP that gave her that motivation that, yeah, I can still change. I can do certain things while I am also taking care of my young family. So, how challenging was that for you?
Extremely challenging.
Yeah.
It was very challenging. And that's why what I do today is to help people figure this out, help people to, I did it, I would say, mostly on my own, wading through different things to be able to find my next best. And so this particular program is so much about, and a lot of my coaching is so much about actually being that support for the people behind them.
Because
So,
you've been there already yourself.
Yes, I've been it. I've done it. I've been through it. And my designing these engineering your life program is so much about everything I experienced, and I wished I had this, and I wish I had a mentor. So I've put it all in. I wish I had a blueprint, but it was like I still wake up in the morning thinking of the same, things that hold me back. So how do I change that? And NLP, how can I help people see things in a different way? So I've incorporated all of this, and
So you
help people with this challenge.
Okay, that's wonderful, Imrana. I mean, this is what I wanted to know, because it's not for everyone who's going through all these things. Sometimes some people just stay back home, or they feel that, okay, that's about it. So your story here is quite a motivation and inspiration for a lot of us, people like us. So tell me one thing. While you are doing this, what guiding values and principle do you hold dear to yourself while you're coaching, in your coaching practice? What are those principles and values?
I think the first and foremost for me, and which meant a lot to me when I was on the other side and being coached, was the connection. When you connect to someone from, authenticity and non-judgmentalness of, holding this dearly in your heart, and you set your intentions right, you have an automatic connection. I think, Farzana, you and I have experienced that.
I'm telling you,
and you can share that.
I'm going to share that for sure. For those people who are, I just started chatting with Imrana because we were looking into doing this webinar. And this is my just 3 or 4 minutes. I just started chatting with her, and she goes, Farzana, you should look into something. You should become an influencer. And I'm like, oh, it's just been 3 or 4 minutes, and you're already, you can tell what I should be. And I've been looking around finding my purpose. So yeah, you've given me a purpose now. That was amazing. So yeah,
it's the connection, because when you connect from that point of view, you really see the person for who they are.
Yes, I mean, it was quite a shock for me. I won't lie, because you need to be with that person for some time to understand that person. But you were quite quick in telling me what I should look for in my purpose, if that's what I want to be. Well, that was amazing. Okay.
So another thing, let me just add to that. There's
sure.
connection and there's rapport. Rapport is very much about creating that rapport. And I think that's very key for me.
Sure.
And that's actually a practice that we're taught in NLP. The rapport is how somebody takes you on and starts to, be included. It's very, very, it's very few times that I've actually been somewhere and I haven't created a rapport with someone, because I've actually learned how to create that.
This is where my next question is heading. So I'm going to say, with so many NLP coaches out there, I know some of myself, amazing ones. What sets you apart? how would you describe your unique approach and what clients can expect when they are working with you? Because you just mentioned one repo, 100%. Yes. If there is a good repo, there's a good, then client will be happy to be with you. But what other than that sets you apart?
So I think it's best described by a testimonial that one of my clients wrote for me. She shared it on LinkedIn and celebrated me on Labor Day. And how she described it, I think even for myself, I was shocked, but I think that's key. She said, it's like having a conversation with a friend who's on steroids.
Oh, that's amazing. That's interesting. Wow.
So it was so seamless. She didn't really actually
I see that.
feel that she's going through this NLP coaching, changing the way she looks at things, doing exercises. It was a conversation like we're having. And I think that makes it really unique because, and I was taught when I was doing my master's in NLP, when it's ingrained inside you, it's not textbook. It is just flows. And I think my uniqueness on plate here is that for me, it just flows because it's so inside me that the other person actually doesn't even feel like they're going through a coaching session. They're actually going through a
Conversation. That's amazing. So this brings me to my next question. It's about methodology. Okay. How does your methodology function? And what makes it effective in helping the clients achieve their goals?
So what I have, this particular program is based on a Stanford methodology that has been in practice and is taught to Stanford graduates.
Okay.
And it's a methodology. What I have done is taken the structure of this methodology, combined it, because you need to be, in some form other than the conversation. You also need to follow a certain structure to move forward, to, align it to your goals. What is going on with you right now? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So this is the methodology that I am following, which is a tested, renowned Stanford study. But like I said, the methodology is so ingrained and it's so seamless with NLP that it's more like a conversation that you're having with someone and then helping them to progress. When I talk to my kids, because they get coached for golf and swimming, I'm like, what really makes a difference for you? Why do you like your coach? And why is it that, you find it so hard and you don't want to go? And this is it. It's like the easier it's made for them, the more the coach understands them and makes it flow.
Right.
By really caring for them is when they want to listen to him. And that is what I built. It's a methodology that is structured. However, it's more like a conversation and helps you work through things.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm going to be talking about those individuals, and I don't want to say women only, but I'll just say individuals who may have worked, may have never worked in their lives. Okay. And they are sitting home, or they may be not certain about how to pursue their dreams, searching. And sometimes they also say, we don't even know what is my purpose. Like when I started chatting with you, this is exactly what I told you, right? I've achieved everything. I'm not too sure what my purpose is, right? Or there would be people feeling unprepared to take that next step. What would you do? What advice do you have for them? And this is really important. So, because I know that in today's time, there are so many things happening around us, and every person wants to do something for themselves and leave a legacy as well. So, what is that few things, if I may not ask only one, couple of things at least you think you can offer to such people?
So I think one of the greatest things and what has really, really worked for everyone is, and this is what this program forces you to do in a very structured way, is not to think about where I should have been or what should my purpose have been or like, oh my God, I've wasted all this time, or I haven't really figured it out. What do I do next? But it's about questioning yourself. Let's start with where you are right now, because there is things happening right now, in your life that are working. And so without dismissing that, we start with what is happening right now with you. What are you doing that's really working? It could be just staying at home and, looking after your kids, or doing nothing. It could be that. And it's absolutely perfectly fine. That's your life. But it's not just where you are now, but where would you like to go?
Right.
And how would you like to go there? Keeping that all into check allows you to move freely and seamlessly. Again, coming back to my own experience, when I did Design Your Life, when I defined all this, I was like, it's so clear. I know my purpose. I want to be able to align to my purpose, which is help other people, not struggle the way I did, but to help them seamlessly. I want to be able to spend time with my kids, so I need flexibility. I want to be able to make some money, so I have an earning of my own. So what do I need to do? But today, when I started, it was like, I'm nowhere, but I had to start like, where am I really right now? Where do I want to go? And help that phase out. So I would say, give advice to the people on this who are going to listen to this. Don't be stuck on, oh, I should be doing this. No, where are you today? Let's look at that. Then we start to look at the other aspects of where you'd like to go. And you can figure it out, even if you don't know. Start somewhere.
Yeah, this sounds like the strategy or a tool which you are giving to these people who may be watching us right now, or watching this later on, because I feel that till those people get the hang of some of these ideas, and the next step I would say is finding a coach as well, right? Because some people may be able to do certain things, take these strategies, and then move forward. But there are people who may need person like you to move forward and get your help, get somebody like a coach for themselves to reach where they want to reach. Or do you think they should first assess themselves and then move forward? How do you think it would work for them? Because I'm going to tell you my own story at this point. Uh, when I would say 6 or 7 years ago, and I'm talking to a friend of mine, and at that point I was a mom, just stay home mom, and didn't know how to where to start or what. But in my mind, I'm just feeling it, and I'm telling this friend of mine that, I think I missed my boat. I could have done so much better. And this is what I'm talking about when I was 45, 46. And she looks at me, and because I get so inspired by people who have come a long way, like yourself as well, and the friend I'm talking about. And I'm thinking, my life is done. Like, I'm 45 plus. What am I going to achieve by then? However, that step which I took for myself, and that's what we chatted about. I talked to you about that, how I started. I think a little bit of push, little bit of inspiration, and some of your strategies, maybe some couple of different practical tool, if you can, provide to us today here, which you actually did. Couple of them you just said very, very rightly, that how the step should be taken. Is there anything else you think person like myself at the time when I was 45 and I'm thinking this, that, oh gosh, life is done. What could have I done differently to move forward faster?
So one of the perfect NLP tools is what we call reframing.
Okay.
Reframing. Okay. And it's as simple as that. You have a certain frame of the way you look at things, and you're used to looking at it that way.
Okay.
The negative voices, the self-sabotage talk, or things that you want to move forward, you want to do something. Mm-hmm. It's a different case that you don't know what to do, and a coach can help you figure that out and help you go through the structure. However, The minute you say, you reframe yourself to say, I want to be able to do this. I want to know what my next can be.
Okay.
And make it into a positive, that is an almost automatic shift in your conscious and subconscious mind. And that's what I would say NLP is key in helping you reframe those thoughts that stop you from your next, that stop you from, being stuck.
That's perfect. So tell me a little bit about your program, Engineering Your Next. I'm really looking forward to hear that, because we were not able to I was not able to talk to you more on this subject. So I'm really looking forward to what exactly is that. Can you tell how it empowers an individual to navigate their journey towards their next phase in life effectively, I would say. So tell me.
Sure. So like I said, it starts with figuring it out. Where are you currently? Because a lot of us hold this in our mind. We don't document it. We don't talk about it. But it's really important to actually bring that to the surface, because you're doing so many things that you may have even overlooked. Attending a PA meeting at school, or hosting a fantastic dinner, connecting with friends. These are all the strengths that we may have, that we dismiss it by saying, oh, that's nothing. So where are you right now? And then figuring it out, trying to figure out, what is the life currently you have? What is the life? Had that life been taken away from you, what would you do? If you had to, create a life without all the things that you have today, what would you create? Okay. To survive, because that's where your strengths come out. And the third part of it is, what do you really wish for? This is about like, oh, I could have been this, or I should have done this. And this is what I really wanted to, but I couldn't do it because I got married, or, I had kids, or whatever happened. I moved countries. We look at this, the 3 designs of your life, and we start to then formulate what would be an ideal design from the 3 aspects. This program actually helps you in a very structured way to figure that out. And once you figure that out, you prototype it. We call it the Odyssey plan. You prototype it to say, in an ideal situation, like how you prototype a product before, if it's a garment, or if it's a cup or something you're selling, you would create a prototype and test it. Is there a market for it? Right? Is this the best thing for me? Do I have all the strengths here? Do a reality check. And so this program helps you prototype it and test your prototype. Okay. Along this whole route is obviously you have a blueprint. Now you have your prototype, but you still have the fears. Oh my God, what if I fail? Or can I really do this? Is this really going to work? And that's where NLP comes in. It helps you to reframe yourself. It helps you to use the tools that will give you the confidence to communicate in a better way, to be able to get what you really want to get. Belief systems that have been holding you back. And the third element of this program is mentoring. Is now I have a prototype, I want to get out, I'm happy and ready to do it, but who's a specialist in this area who I can talk to about where I can take this? This is the program. Wow. It's a 6 session. It's very quick. I have done this multiple times with many people and seen them on their way.
Awesome. So for those who are interested in reaching out, how can they connect with you or access more information from your coaching series or program that you are offering?
So, Farzana, for your listeners and the people that are on this page and will listen to this, what I would like to do for them, if they are interested and maybe they can connect with you, is to offer a masterclass. A masterclass showcases the program, how it works, what you get out of it. And happy to do that. And if somebody wants to then take this on, they can get in touch with me directly or through you. And we can go from there.
So that is amazing. I think what masterclass would be one of the ways for a lot of people to know exactly how that program works. And will is that the program they have been looking for? It would work for them. So what I think what I gain out of you today, it was just a lot of information on how the people through your program can learn how to tweak their thinking, be more positive in how in their journey reaching their goals, and definitely they need a mentor if they are so stuck in their journey to reach where they want to reach. So definitely, I'm going to share. I would suggest you could share your email address as well so that people can directly get in touch with you. Would that be good?
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for this. I'm sorry it didn't work out that we had both anticipated and not live, but it doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter.
There is no failure. There's only
There is-
feedback.
In fact, people, exactly. I love this one though, what you just said. There is no failure but feedback. So yes, this brings us to the closing of this webinar. I want to leave everyone who is going to watch this, who's watching this webinar with a thought. Your journey towards personal growth and positive change has just begun, because that's what we are chatting, right? Remember, small steps can lead to profound transformations. Take what you have learned today and apply in your life. Though we have not learned a lot, but of course, if you come to the masterclass, that is something which you might learn more about how to. And you have to remember that uh, you're protected in a limitless and limitless. And Imrana, and of course myself, we are here to support you every step of the way. Thank you for watching this webinar, and I'm hoping to see you guys soon live with Imrana again, if possible, with her masterclass. If you want to join, go back and check out her email address and write to her right now. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.
Thank you, Prasanna. Take care. Take care.
Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.